Long overdue. We're back at it with the Hot Wheels Blue Card review. I'm going through my entire Hot Wheels Blue Card collection and basically breaking it down into parts that I can show in one video, because it does take quite a while to go through all the variations that Hot Wheels produced through those early 1990s when these were released. And of course, I'm not going to do a full review on what a blue card is, but here's a blue card, Gulch Stepper. And this is an example of what all these cars would have looked like. Some different artwork as far as what vehicle was doing the front wheel burnout. But other than that, solid blue. And today we are looking at collector number 43 through, I believe it is 54. Yes, number 54 being that Nissan 300 ZX, one of my favorite castings from Hot Wheels of all time. And I've got one of the rarest examples of it as well here, with the gold ultra hot wheels on it. And it's just such a fantastic casting with those two opening doors and quite a smooth suspension on these cars. They really do roll quite nicely and make a nice little hum as they roll along the flat surface of my table, for example. Unlike these tall riders on their big crunchy construction tires. Check out those knobby wheels. So a few of the vehicles in this selection here are parts from my Blackwall year cars, let's say from the late 1980s. Just brought some of them forward because they are quite similar to the ones released in the blue card in some cases. There's another example. So it's worth noting the similarities between the two while we're looking at them. And we're going to start numerically in order at number 43, which is the Tall Rider. I've got this example here, which is from, I think, my 1989 collection. This is an older casting, though, that dates right back to 1982. And here are the versions released in the blue card era, collector number 43. Metallic silver, blue Tampo Tall Rider on the sides, unlike that purple Tampo we saw in the 1989 version. We've got the CTS wheels, construction tire with spokes. That's what that stands for. And the CT wheels, just construction tire. These wheels, similar to the old Matchbox construction tire wheels of the late 1980s, early 90s. And values on those, they're pretty common, except for this one. The one with the CTS wheels, quite hard to come by. Still in the package would be worth over $100 apparently. I can't remember if I think I opened this one out of a blue card pack at some time quite a while ago to add to my loose collection. But if you guys know me, I'm not afraid to do that every once in a while with a few blue cards. So the next one numerically is number 44. I should note there's nothing getting opened in this video, by the way. I've got some Gulch Steppers back there on the card, but one is so rare I can't open it. So, but I'll show it to you. Anyways, on with the show. 44. Got three variations here. They're all just wheel variations. White wall, 5-spoke, and the tri-blade. Or is that snow blade? That's a snow blade. That's the snow blade wheel, and that one's probably the least valuable out of the collection. Well, this one's pretty common too. I might be wrong on that. This one's pretty common. It was released in 1989 as well. So this is just a carry forwards. The fenders are supposed to be kind of like a dark navy blue, black. But they do fade out over time, so you may notice that you have different colored fenders on your cars if they've been exposed to UV light. Other indications of UV damage would be on the windscreen. Sometimes they start to turn yellow. In extreme cases where those fenders might be actually quite pale by then. So something worth noting for the older cars in your collection. 45. Where's my 45? I put my fire truck somewhere. There it is. It's hiding behind the Tall Rider. Looking all over the place. This is a casting we've seen before. Previously released, I think, in 1989 as well. And probably quite familiar to anyone growing up playing with Hot Wheels through the 90s and 2000s. The Emergency Squad. as it was called. Oh, in this case, it was called the Rescue Ranger. Rescue Unit, it says. Although on the blue card, it would have said Rescue Ranger. Next up, 46 Rig Wrecker. This is a chrome plastic bottom version of the Rig Wrecker. Previously seen in 1983, and throughout the 80s it was released. Both with the metal base, originally as seen, and also with the plastic base. So it's another carry forward piece. It lost quite a bit of heft to it when it got that plastic base. So, of course, the older model is going to be worth a lot more if you have one of those ones. 47 was the 57 Chevy. And we're going to see two variations in the blue cards era for this collector number. And that is the Ultra Hot and the Gold Hot one. Gold Hot one, a carry forward again from 1989. And this one was new, though, with these wheels. This one's worth more than that one. That's I think it's worth quite a bit more, actually. And here's an interesting one that looks just like the other two, except it's got that interesting 57 Chevy Tampo on the side. There you go. Anyways, that's from the 1989 20-pack exclusive, I believe. I think that's where that one's from. Had it out here, had a story. Pretty sure that was the story that goes with it. If not that, then it was a 1989 version. That's quite hard to find, though. You're going to see most of them that look like this. And that brings us to number 48, which was unreleased. It was a collector number that you won't find on the blue card because they didn't release it. Number 49 is the Gulch Stepper. I've got two examples here loose already for you. We've got the construction tires with spokes, CTS, and the CT wheels. This one is worth quite a bit more than this one. Not sure on the exact values, but expect probably over $50 on the card. Maybe even loose. Loose can sometimes sell for the same, if not more than card, depending on the condition of the card. So those are two common, well, that's a common paint job. You can see the paint job's the same. Only difference is the wheels. But what I've got here for you, and I just went and grabbed all my Gulch Steppers out of my blue card collection of carded stuff. So we've got the two that you just looked at loose. Here they are again. And here is the extremely uncommon version, which does not have a Tampo. It's missing the Pennzoil Tampo in front of the 15. See if we can see that a little better. In front of that 15, there's supposed to be a Pennzoil Tampo. For some reason, Hot Wheels got rid of it. But only for a few of these vehicles. Either that, it wasn't there to begin with. And I'm not sure what that would be worth. They're so hard to come by. I got mine by chance on eBay. I've just been scoping them out for quite some time. And number 50 is the Rolls-Royce. There was just one release for that in the Blue Card series, and that was with the white wall wheels. Although I'm not sure if it was these exact white wall wheels, as you'll notice. There's a difference in the white walls. They're quite a bit wider on this particular Rolls-Royce than my 1989 example. So I'm not sure if there was a wheel change or if this is from perhaps like a collection pack that was released later with wider white walls. If you guys know, if anyone knows, for sure let me know in the comments. I would definitely appreciate that knowledge, where that tall white wall Rolls-Royce came from. But otherwise, it would look just like this one. And in 1984, I think that's when these cars came from originally, you could find it in both black wall wheels and white wall wheels. The black wall wheels version is the hardest version to find, in my experience, but that's not making it overly rare either. Number 51 is the 40s Woody. Now, if you have this on a blue card Hot Wheels original packaging, don't open it because it's worth a lot of money. It's very, very rare. It's probably one of the most well-known, most valuable Hot Wheels of the last 20 or 30 years for sure. So, has to be an all blue card though. and all that. So I've seen one sell for once before. It was over $1,000. That was years ago on eBay. So I've got the same version though. The car in the packaging is exactly the same. Some factory elastics around it for some reason, as the ones in the packaging that I'm talking about. Can't get that elastic off, so we'll get it later. But what I'm trying to show is that the base is different than this high raker version, which dates back to, I think, 1986, or maybe 83. Might be older than that. So it would look just like this vehicle, which was released commonly right up through the late 80s into the Blue Card series. Nice little favorite casting for me as a kid growing up. This one has a bit of a fender defect, not really sure why. Casting problem, perhaps. And number 52 is the mobile tune-up van, aka delivery truck. And this one is quite a cool piece. Not super hard to find, but definitely going to be one of the pricier Blue Card cars you add to your collection if you're buying it individually. And that one, yeah, probably around $20 or $30. Next up is a really cool casting called the Zombot. This is a re-release. I should say it's a casting from previous to the Blue Card series. New for the Blue Card series, the Zombot got the silver Hot One wheels, which are pretty cool, as they aren't on too many vehicles in the early 90s, or at all. The Zombot is a fast-rolling vehicle, as you can see, with an engine under the rib cage of the zombie robot with his phaser gun. Often, if you find played with versions, you're going to see this front bumper distorted and bent inwards, even to the point of touching the front wheels. But otherwise, a very robust piece, other than the notable wheels sticking out of the body, so that obviously can mean bent axles. But really cool piece that stands up on its own feet fairly robustly. Values on those, hardest one to find is going to be the silver Hot One version. These other two ultra hot versions that I have out here, I noticed a difference in the chrome, which I thought, well, maybe it's just been subject to some UV exposure. But then, upon looking at the bottom, I realized these are both cars I've most likely opened myself from the packaging, as the bases are unplayed with, they're untarnished. One's got a very dark metal base, and the other one regular kind of die-cast look. So, not sure if that's a model year difference or a variation. Again, anyone with knowledge on the Zombot specifically, that would be appreciated in the comments. And number 54 is the Nissan 300ZX. And that is the car that I've shown you at the start of the video. So we've got the familiar silver Hot One version. And well, that's the gold ultra hot from collector number 98. These ones are collector number 54. So number 98, they re-released the exact same car, just with different wheels, different collector number. Confusing, I know. It's a mess, those Hot Wheel collector years. It's almost like they intentionally made it difficult to collect all the cars. It was already, because back then, when these cars were first released, eBay and other internet purchasing ability was just really getting going. So anyways, that's my collection of cars. We've got more to come, obviously, more segments. I think the last time I did this video was in May, so apologies for how long it took to get this thing to the YouTube platform. And it's just so much stuff to look at, and with my months of absence in the summer, it was difficult. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Happy hunting.